What is shaking, YouTube? Happy Friday, everyone. big level we are hitting now, and looks like we are potentially getting through the danger zone. I mean, potentially. So we've got this point of control high volume node here. We're trying to get through. We're going to take a whack at this crazy level one more time. We still have this naked point of control here. Hasn't been quite touched yet, but this high volume node has been hit. Now a good 2 whacks at it. Big reactions off it, but now look at that. We've got the monster candle going up, which is a little bit on the sketchy side. Easy up, easy down, but let's get a little bit into the lower time frame here. Take a peek at how this is working out here. So we got a big move up off of the news, pretty positive news. All right, big wick up, big push down. The old washing machine 1 minute cycle or 3 minute cycle, sorry, and then price starts to move up. So this could move on news momentum here. So great to see. Druxbox, he says, also showing some life again. So, it's very sketchy, but this is a great zone that we were able to take without a big reaction off it. So that is, that's pretty big. We took a whack at it, had a little small pullback, and now moving on up, keeping it pretty clean on the low time frame. So again, on the higher time frame, doesn't look so clean. Looks like we're leaving a potential massive fair value gap here. So that might have to get cleaned up. But yeah, good times. And here comes a little reaction. So yeah, this is going to be the big zone once again here. And this is really the, Bitcoin's got to take this. If it wants to continue up, it's really got to take this. Now, the good thing about what's happened in the last few days is that we're just creating support down here as well, right? So we're in this tightened up range here, and it looks like this might be the go here. Might be go time. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Unknown? I'm doing very well, thank you. I hope you're doing well. So yeah, this could be pretty exciting. Now, again, this is a monster zone here, all right? So until we really get past this beast here, nothing doing, really nothing doing. And then, we're going to try to claw our way back up to 100K. Always a big psychological number. Can we get back above that? But let's see if we can get over, first we got to get over previous day's value area high and the high. And then we have that tricky question there. Ellie Rosie, last time took a short, was a big win. That's good, Ellie Rosie, good job. Yeah, this could be a recipe for a down move here, all right? So we have to be very careful. We've got the previous day's high right here underneath this big zone. So if we go up and sweep this high, hit into this zone here, or hopefully we tap that point of control level, it'd be real nice to just get that out of the way finally. We might get some rotation back to the downside, but the positive note on that would be that we're breaking the previous day's high, and that way the pullback is not going to be so severe. There's our fearless moderator, Mr. Zuluon. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, the exciting times right now, but very, very tricky. So if you're in on the long here, this is a good sign. We're coming back to retest the previous day's point of control potentially. And yeah, we can come down, but at least we're washing this zone out here. A bit of an imbalanced move, but that's the way the Bitcoin crumbles sometimes. So very key that we start to put in some higher highs here. All right, now this was very nice yesterday as well. We finally get a sweep of the previous day's levels. All right, we took out Tuesday's and Wednesday's low and then turn back around and start going. So excellent liquidity sweep here on pretty much these equal lows. And now pushing up to the the twice deadly point of control high volume node from Tuesday. Yeah. So that's really it. We got to get over this hump here if Bitcoin wants to continue any further today. If we get a rejection offer, you never know what the weekend warriors get up to. I personally pay them no mind because I've got a life and I like to do things on the weekend. I'm not going to sit around trading, although once in a while I will indulge. Okay, so to the downside then, not much of a low here so far, right? So this is not a very strong looking place. All right, today's low of day. So Thursday's low is in play, right? But if we can hop over this, if we can get into this zone here and test that point of control, the previous day's high will be swept. And as so, there's an over 80% chance that price, if it pulls back, does not go towards the previous day's low. All right, so what are we going to look for then? Well, we've got some real nice support being built up around the point of control here, good high volume node. And we've also got this beast now that we've plowed through. But again, it's a fair value gap. So this could be a great zone to be looking at, all right? What I would like to do here is pull a quick fib and just mark out that 0.5 level. All right, and look for at least half of this candle to sort of be recovered, or half of the gap sort of be recovered. And you can also play it on the candle. Right, and if we do that, you see that whole fair value gap gets recovered. Bitcoin backs to 100K soon, says Ellie. Yep, could be right. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right and it's not Eli, but it looks like Ellie Rosie. So yeah, good times though right now. So this is a great sign. We can get up there and break these levels. All right, even if we just take the previous day's high, that's a great look, because again, we have really failed to do that in a while. All right, in a while. Tuesday, Monday. So inside bars finally yesterday, we take liquidity at the lows. So we should be going up for liquidity at the highs. And here we go into that point of control. There it is. Finally, we have taken it and broken a previous day's high. So fantastic news here. Let's see if we can get above it and stay above it now. That previous day high looking like a great short. Yeah, it certainly does. I would agree with you on that one. It looks like a great short. But we're riding this on good news momentum. So it could just keep going here. Look at that pre-market just rocking it. Let's take a quick peek here at the NASDAQ. Not really ripping. Pretty chilled out. It's also taken the previous day's high, so that's a great sign for us. Okay, good news there. So if we get a pullback, the previous day's close would be what I'd be looking for. But how do I have two previous day's closes? That is my previous day's close right there. What the heck is this? There you go. Previous day's open. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, previous day's close, and away we go. Maybe potentially off of that New York open, and if that gets lost, I'll be looking down for the previous day's open. So let's get back at this, see what's going on here. The bit is really making a go at it. Let us check out the volume here. Pre-market. It's looking pretty darn good. All right, so huge volume spike here. This is pretty much meaningless because of the news, right? Came out right at 1:30 here, GMT time. So looks like, yeah, the bulls are taking over. The bears are trying to answer back a little bit, but not having much luck of it. having no luck of it at all. So let's see what happens here. But this is a great zone to be thinking short. All right. So be very careful. Be very, very careful. All right. Let's take a deep breath here. Hope for the best. Way down here, the 3 minute. Okay, big oversold there. Let's take this down to the 12 and take a peek at oh yeah, it's going. It's going, baby. If short till where? Don't ask those questions, Crypto Yark. If short to where? If short, you trade it to the bottom. Trade it to the lows. No, I'm kidding. Well, we'll get into that. But that's not looking too bad here. We've got a little bit of a uptick here. Money flow coming in. Momentum looking good. That looks good. Let's check out the 24 minute here. We trapped more than 3 times at the bottom. We tapped more than 3 times at the bottom. Yeah, I wouldn't be looking to short this to the bottom. I was kidding, but I pretty much already mentioned, but we'll talk about it again. But yeah, that looks pretty decent too. That looks great. Money flow on the up. No great divs, but that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. All right, so let's move this back out to the 30. Get this out of here. All right, so fantastic. Finally, we are out of this conundrum of that nasty point of control. All right, so we're not out of the woods yet, but what we are is one step closer to being out of the woods. And why is that? Because it's no longer a naked point of control. Now it is just an old point of control. But this would be quite fantastic. We could close this pre-market candle above here. That'll be a very good sign. And then potentially New York, bring it back down, retest and go, or it might come down and clean up some of these fair value gaps. So that's where I would be looking to short it to, Crypto Yark. But be careful here. I would not be looking to short it just yet. So yeah, I'd be looking to short it down to the 0.5 of this candle, pretty much. Clean up this fair value gap. And then go. The daily open might be a great place to be looking for something, but I don't think that's going to happen if momentum keeps on the up and up with us here. All right, so you've got your daily open there. But yeah, I wouldn't be looking for a daily open hit, really. It's not looking like it. All right, and it's exactly who said we tapped? Yeah, Solomon Barty, speaking the truth there. You see, we had these, you know, we've got these equal lows here. Price has taken the equal lows, so that's a very textbook liquidity grab. All right, what's the difference between equal lows and a double bottom? Well, it's not a bottom, right? This is your bottom. These are your equal lows. So equal lows and equal highs you'll find inside of a range. Not a double bottom, equal lows. Equal lows produce fantastic liquidity opportunities, and that's exactly what has happened here. Ali Rosie's looking for short very soon. Crypto Yark says alts don't react so much. Don't worry, the alts will start acting up funny again, don't you worry. Even New York not opened, but pump is already. Well, it's the New York pre-market, right? So this is where all the guys, you know, the hedgies and the big institutions are getting ready for the open. So they're starting to pile in with their orders. And the whales also like to play around this time. It's risky pump as it's at London. I remember such situation. London pump, New York dump. Yeah, this is definitely possible, right? It's easy up and easy down. That's what I'm saying. But it's got good momentum here, and this is the New York pre-market open. All right, so this half-hour candle here, this is already New York getting involved in this. All right, it's part of the Brinks box, right? New York Brinks box. So that's kind of fun because I just said in the Discord before this started, I think the last message I said was we're approaching that point of control now, or we hit the point of control. And I said, come on, Biddy, you got this. And look at it go. There we go, baby. And the Asians can't figure out to pump or dump. Always dump, I guess. Yeah, Asia will sometimes pump it quite nicely. It really depends. Yeah, this looks like it is setting up real nice here. If we can close relatively, oh no, SOS is bringing us the bad news soon. 15-minute order block. A bit of a wacky block, but there it is. Your 15-minute order block. 15-minute order block, but this could be you know, one of those power moves today here. Could be setting up, right? So be very careful. Oh, thank you Zulon for the sticker, much appreciated. You know, so today might be one of those days where everybody gets caught off guard, right? Like, let's think about this. All right, let's think about it. We have now had we had 2 inside bars in a row. And then yesterday we really did not much until very late in the day. We finally sweep those lows and then come back up, right? So it could be that this whole compression coil is going to erupt today, right? So this could really just start to move here, right? We got to be real careful with this. So again, remember I talked about this coiling up. It's just compressing and grabbing volume, trapping it, and then go. And then that's a pretty nice looking inducement, right? Induce guys to start getting real bearish again. A lot of people, when we're getting down here, we're talking about, you know, either boredom or getting very bearish in the situation, but let's go. So there's going to be quite a bit of trapped volume down at the low there. We come up, we hit this, we start triggering the stops. All right, price goes up. Now if we could start pumping this a little bit higher, we might start being able to trigger some liquidations, and that'll fuel the move. All right, London Open gave us a fair value gap in golden pocket. Didn't hit, but pretty close to it. Yeah, so SOS let us in on a golden pocket secret there. We'll talk about it in the live stream, the live lounge session in there. Yeah, what do we got here? 11 minutes. You can hold this, baby. You can hold this. So yeah, does look like a great place to short. All right, but it's also a very, very sketchy situation. Think about it. It's like you know, this is kind of like a spring here, you know, it's just coiling up, all that tension in it, and then boom, it explodes. All right. I'm afraid of the weekend that they will just dump the price again with low volume. Well, that's the problem with weekenders. The weekend warriors. Yeah. Let's see what SOS's 15-minute order block. Let's celebrate their 5th super on a live stream. I'm not really sure how you celebrate on the live stream. I'm celebrating. I'm already celebrating. So It will hold. Sorry about that. Bang my desk there. It will hold. Still momentum and money flow. Yeah, I agree with that as well for now. But when New York opens, you never really know what that first quick half hour is going to bring. But this does look very, very good right now. Does look very, very good. If we could push into this, hit this order block, we could make So's happy, catch a quick short back down to now this as support, right? Which is the logical thing. Resistance, resistance. Let's see if it flips and holds now. If it comes back for that retest. Easy to celebrate, just drink caffeine and think of Vikings. No, I can't think of that. I think I will short against counter trend Bitcoin. Bull is still running, says Ellie. I think I will short against counter trend. Bitcoin bull is still running. Yeah, you know, short. Just make sure you're being safe about it. That's what I would say. Unfortunately, I was out for dinner last night again when these swept here. So it seems like I keep missing the moves here. Social life getting in the way of trading. What is this? Ridiculous. I gotta get my priorities straight. God. And I gotta go out to dinner again this evening. So no, I don't have to. I definitely want to. Got big game tonight. Big game tonight in Portugal, baby. Sporting, my dear Sporting versus Porto, which is my best friend's team. So we're going to have a little barbecue over at his place and be mortal enemies for 90 plus minutes. Where I just stare at him, give him dirty looks, and make fun of his wife. Didn't we just touch the 15-minute breaker block? Yeah, we're in it right now. So here it is right there. That's the 15-minute, not breaker block, it's an order block. All right, it's brand new created there. Take a quick peek. There's your order block right there. And we are rejecting off it. We've got 8 minutes. 8 minutes till the big boys come out. And now what would be amazing here for me would be if, I mean, and it'd be so typical too. It'd be so bloody typical. Let's just get this up again. We got this pretty great looking volume here. New York opens and just no volume, zero interest. it'd be absolutely infuriating. Oh, geez. Al Nassr is playing today as well. Huh. I think they're playing earlier though. What time is that, Solomon? I think Al Nassr is playing pretty early. Yeah, I'm also interested to know who Ellie is in Discord. But she might be one of those private sort of people. All right, come on, 7 minutes. But yeah, hopefully New York opens up and brings in the volume. Let's take a quick peek here at what is going on. Is the Dixie dumping? No. Dixie not dumping, but it is totally flat. That is not pips to speak of, so not much happening there. But everything else looks, you know, pretty sort of flat, even. Nifty 50 down. No, that was from yesterday. Sorry, never mind. DAX, pretty flat. Let's take a peek at, oh, look at that. The GOAT up 13. Ooh, Pendle up 29. Wow. Don't tell me Trump coin's going to be up. Oh, it is 6.9. And XCN 11. Hope you're in on that odd, Bjorner. Funky Pants says, seems like 100K mark, always give a reaction. Hit down a few dollars below. Yeah, it's the psychological factor, right? You're always going to get that. Plus, you've got like so said, you've got this 15-minute order block there. All right, we've got this golden pocket. No, golden pocket we're hitting into right now. All right, 618 there as well. So there's some stuff here, but this is a great place to start causing people a lot of pain, man. Hopefully people are opening up quite a bit of shorts there. Is it possible to get some dinner recommendations here as well? Hold on a second. Yes, I was, but I closed with profit. Okay. Is it possible to get some dinner recommendations here as well? Are you talking to me? Probably is a question for me. Yeah, I could recommend make some dinner suggestions for you. Let me get on TripAdvisor and look for those high buck restaurants in Oslo. And Funky Pants says our favorite FAR coin is up 33%. Come on. Is Bybit trading butthole coin yet? That's what I really want to know. Those are the kinds of questions that keep me up at night. Yeah, wow, FAR up 33. Wow. Oh, we got 4 minutes here. Let's check this out. Butthole coin. No, it's going to be, I guess it's going to be butthole USDT. It really is too. I love it. Butthole USDT. No. It is. No, it's not. No. Only on the degenerate exchanges. Anybody want to trade butthole with 400x leverage? Go for it, baby. All right, so see what happens here, man. This is going to be very, very interesting to see what these guys bring in 3 minutes. All right, so again, we could bring this down to this 0.5-ish around here. That's going to clean out that fair value gap. That is a cute little order block, are you not? Yeah, you are. All right, so that's a 3 minute. This is a 15-minute order block. I don't like that wick though. So this would be the fair value gap, you know. Really be it. You've got a small one here, and now you've got a big one here. So it's setting up for it to potentially, you know, this fair value gap here could also hold. Price comes back down, test this as support, and then gets in. This could be one of those sort of pain golden pockets. All right, trading these things against high momentum on good news days. Not a great idea for the most part, but could play out big. Single print says so. Yeah, for sure. You've got 2 rows now, right? And these are how the trend days set up. All right, so we just got a big B formation here, right? Basically in our TPO, big row of single prints, quick pause for a half hour, rip. And then here, what could happen is we could do another push up and then do a little bit of consolidation and then keep pushing up some more. So it's setting up for a potential big trend day here. All right, that doesn't mean it's going to happen. And it didn't look like that until this pre-market open. It looked really sort of basic rotational day here, but big move up, man, big move up. Now, these single prints aren't that important on the day, all right? They can work as support and resistance, but they're more, it's going to be more valuable here on the next day, all right? Big volume means reversal is going to happen, says Ellie. By reversal, you mean we're going to go to the downside, you're saying? You're convinced we're trapping longs here? It could definitely be that. It could definitely be that. All right, but you know, you've got to kind of think about these things sometimes in context, not sometimes, always think about this stuff in context, all right? So this momentum started playing out down here off the big news, all right? So it's not like it's just coming in at the top here and they're going to trap these guys. See what these yahoos get up to now. New York Open kicking. Man, we got some killer storms kicking in here again today. Hope you guys can't hear that. Yeah. So when you see the big volume, you know, that's you want to see the volume kind of really kicking into the highs, right? Did we close above? Yeah, like above that point of control level. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is the big zone here. All right. So sorry. Never mind. This is the big zone down here that we were looking at. No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm looking at this on the 1 minute chart. That's why I'm freaking myself out here. All right, so this was the big zone with that nasty point of control that we kept hitting off of. And now we are finding support potentially on that. Wow. So they're gonna mess around here a bit, but there you go. Look at that. Look at that pre-range coming in big. So yeah, if we look at this look at that, all right. So there's massive volume to the downside, all right, that gets trapped. Now as we're coming up into this zone here, it's not really huge volume. What's going on here? Bears start pushing back hard. So you're not really trapping much bull volume up here. Still money flow at the Viking Cater. I'm guessing that means money flow is still pointing up. Yeah, so it's sort of like if you're watching footprints, right? When you see when you're looking for traps, you want to see it look kind of weird, right? All right, and it's a momentum sort of the same thing. If you have a real high volume candle that hits into a resistance zone, right? So let's say it was a little bit bigger than this. And at the bottom of the candle, it was really light on volume, not too much happening. And then all of a sudden it pushes up and you get those big buy orders at the top portion of the candle. And then price reverses. That's where you get your traps, right? And that's what you want to see is guys making stupid decisions. Like don't trade movement on a candle, right? It's crazy to do that. Unless you're at a high and you're looking for the reversal, or you're at a low and you're looking for the reversal, right? The 15 minutes volume. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. See, initiated down here still. All right, so the volume is good. And now we've got ourselves above a support zone, above a resistance zone, sorry. So it doesn't mean that it's not coming, all right? You just gotta be pretty careful with it and take it, again, just take it in context. The majority of the volume and the momentum started at the low where you would want it to start, all right? And it's not really the low, it's pretty close to the high of day, but it rips out of that range really aggressively. So, you know, again, it did go up very easily, so we could come back and reclaim all of this and then go. NQ poking at last Friday's high. Yeah. All that imbalance gone. Almost looking like a little bit of a John Wick there. Dun dun dun. Oof, the John Wick strikes again. Quick 15 points, 20 points. Right, here we go. Let's see if we can hold this zone or if the bears are going to start pushing back. Let's take a quick peek here at the old. Yeah, so that's starting to look a little bit on the sketchy side. Again, that's 3 minutes. 24 minutes, still looking good. Join our Discord. The link is in the description. Thank you, Zulu Goat. And if you like what you see and what you hear, hit the like button, please. Greatly appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. You get your daily updates, and we get to watch this stuff all playing out here. So yeah, 24-minute doesn't look bad. Let's take a peek at the 12. Starting to curve a little bit there, but pretty neutral still. Pretty neutral. So what we got to really get here now is a good response from the bears. I mean, this started looking pretty decent, but there's not much going on there. Okay. Are you still doing the TV challenge? I did not do it yesterday, and I have not done it today either. But I'll get on it. I'll see if I can catch something on it today. I think I'm at like a 1,200th place or something like that. I'm in the top 3%. So I've dropped from the top 2 to the top 3%, but it's a pretty long contest, like 28 days. That's a long time to be trading for a 6 month subscription potentially, or a small share of 25 grand. So if I have time, I will definitely get into it, but yeah, that is done. All right, so this is starting to look a little bearish here. All right, but at the same time, bulls are not really letting them get out of here. All right. So this is getting pretty close to a stopping volume candle. That's probably a vector, I'm imagining. Take a peek. Yep. That's been recovered. That one gets recovered. That one's got recovered. Very low volume and just gingerly working its way up. Right, that's pretty much been recovered. On gold, Gold's a bit of a tough one, man. Like, it's hard for me to not really agree with them saying that 3K is next for gold. Look at that. We're already above the 1 to 1. Does that not look amazing right there? That 618 extension at 3051. Yeah. Yeah, gold has just been ripping. Silver as well. They're both just ripping. Right? And everybody's calling for $3,000 gold by the end of the year. And I think it's might come faster than that. So yeah, it's I think gold, especially if the markets start to show weakness, like they're already starting to show weakness, but if they really start kicking into that sort of high gear of panic, then everything is going to be going towards gold, man. That's just the way it's going to go. You know, gold might outperform Bitcoin this year, which will be hilarious. I have to get the kids. Catch you later. All right, Builder Bob. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, tight little zone now. Tight little zone. Got another 18 minutes here before the Brinks box closes, but yep. Looks like the okay, so that's a vector, and this is not a vector yet. That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. But it looks like the bears are getting themselves in potential trouble here, all right? Big bear volume kicking in. They're trying to push price down. Remember, these vectors are a signal, not this one, but these two are a signal that that retail is trying to push price down and that the market makers are not letting them out of this zone here. This is pretty much a stopping volume candle here, right? They're trying to push price down and market maker says, no, not yet. So that could still go two ways, all right? It could mean that they haven't trapped the long volume that they're looking for up here, right? To then crush their dreams and rip it to the downside. But most likely it means that they're just not letting it get below this zone here and they're going to hold it, try to push it back up. What's your thoughts on the Chinese market compared to the US? I feel that the US market is way too expensive compared to the Chinese. I'm looking into BABA. Yeah, I'm in BABA already. And I've been saying that already for pretty much over a year now. So generally what I do is at the end of the year, I go over my portfolio and I close out things. Some of them, like I closed my whole NVIDIA position, for example, which I was torn about that. I was really torn about it because NVIDIA just crushed last year. It was amazing. But it's so bloody expensive and I'm real happy I did that. But last year, in January, with SOS, I remember I talked to SOS about that and I already said that basically that the big money was going to be in Asia. I showed him BSE, which was like my second best performing stocks that I bought, and that was Indian. And then this year, I believe that it is going to be China's turn. So I did get into BOP. I also got into Tata. And yeah, that's where all the money's kind of going. Now with Trump, like Trump's a wild card, right? So you don't really know what's going to happen here. If he can start getting these, so there you go, some trap volume here potentially, all right? It turned green and then started to push down. So But again, we're in this golden pocket, hitting deep into it. All right, potential M formation here. So let's see if we lose the support level here, it might be a decent short to the previous days. Nothing. The daily open potentially, or at least sweep some London lows, something of that nature. Retest the Asia high maybe. Other investors also moving from the U.S. markets to the Chinese. Yeah, a lot of them did. That started last year, like really. That's why you got guys like Warren Buffett, who's sitting on like 300 billion in cash. He started moving a lot of stuff into China, but he's waiting for the big dump in the U.S. markets, and then he'll buy that stuff up dirt cheap. That's what he's waiting for, right? So that doesn't mean it's coming, right? Like Warren Buffett's not. He's not interested in timing the market. He doesn't care about it. He just knows when it's looking too weird, he's got to get out of it, and then he just sits on a massive mountain of, like Scrooge McDuck piles of cash, and then he'll pop them in. But I'm pretty sure he I can't remember now if he got in big on Alibaba as well, or if it was Tencent. But the big boys are kind of moving in that direction. Alibaba, Tencent, that sort of stuff into China. So they're cheap, man. They're dirt cheap. If you look at their P/E ratios, and then you look at the American stocks are all so expensive, and the Chinese stuff is pretty cheap, man. Pretty cheap. So that's one thing I would do. Just take a quick peek at the P/E ratio, right? Open it up on I don't need this. Okay, so like Tata. Like, look at that, $8, $9. All right, not dollars, sorry, ratio, but it is dollars, right? So 8.8, yeah, Tata. Let's take a look at Tesla. 185. So your price to earnings ratio is ridiculous. Like, it's horrible. You can't really touch it, It's just nuts to buy Tesla right now. And having said that, it might still rip for a little bit, right? But that's the kind of stuff that these guys are looking at, right? Let's check out Baba. Look at Baba, 20, right? Price to earnings, 20. So they all look pretty good, the Chinese stocks, right? And then if they're sort of favorites of the government too, it's always a good thing. All right, here we go. Look at this. New York now starting to build higher highs here. So if the pre-market sweep was going to happen, it has. And now let's see if it continues to the upside. But this is very sketchy. Now this box is still going to be pretty interesting up here, this 15-minute order block box here. Because if we can get past this, you're going to start to get losers on two sides, right? You've got the losers who are just hitting off the 618s. And that's always a, decent call as long as you play a very tight stop loss. Your risk reward ratios can be massive on that. But if you're trading this golden pocket into big momentum push off of really good news, it's not a great place to be opening a position. And if we push above it, you're going to get people that start longing it, thinking, oh, we've broken the golden pocket. Here we go. Like the wacky breakout traders trading fibs with breakout mindset. It's pretty weird. So let's see here if we hit this and pump into that. So could get ugly for both sides here. All right. Again, if we do hit this, then looking at this 0.5, all right, and that 0.5 is in a real good location with that 382, all right. So this will be that pocket, right? 382 to your 0.5 pocket. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But it looks like it's gonna go. Aha, says Dropboxy. All right, yep. So yeah, American stocks insanely overpriced. But if Trump can get on board with the banks, and they can start to kind of weasel their ways into quantitative easing and printing cheap money again, then U.S. stocks will keep going, right? But smart investors, you're still going to be a bit afraid of that because it's just continuing to balloon this bubble that needs to be corrected. You know, you can't have those sorts of P&E ratios. They don't make sense. It's not healthy, right? It's just purely overvalued. So like I think Nvidia is like 180 or something, or two. What is Nvidia? Let's check on Nvidia real quick. Nvidia is insane. Okay, no, never mind. Nvidia is not as insane as Tesla, but it's still crazy. 50 is very, very expensive. Right? You want to see this at like 14-ish, 15-ish. That would be great. But Nvidia was higher than that. Yeah, I can't remember who. Somebody is higher than that. I love it. Monix asking where to short. 101. Let's check it out. Where to short 101. Okay, so this is what I'd be looking at right here. Is this 100 300-ish, 300 to 380-ish. That's kind of your first zone. But I wouldn't be overly interested in shorting this right now. Like I really wouldn't. Yeah, let's just zoom out a little bit here. All right, so this was that sort of midline support resistance zone that we printed out. I think it was 2 days ago or something. And then these are our top two to the top and our top two to the bottom. All right, those are your best zones so far. Okay, if you look back in time, you can see amazing respect on this one. You can see very good respect on this one. Gets a little bit wicky, but for the most part, very good respect. We don't really have much to do here except for sweep this high and this order block. All right, so that could be the place that you might start to look for it. And then it would be into this resistance zone around 100 and 2000. All right. So that's what I would sort of be looking at. You've got this order block here as well on the 30-minute chart. Let's bring it down to 15. Let's hide these. Get rid of this. Do you trade BTC? No, I don't trade BTC during the weekend. I do not, Herb. Hervé, I do not, sorry. Je ne trade pas on the weekends. Le fin de semaine. I can't remember how to say weekends in French. Wow, that's horrible. I'm supposed to be trilingual, but I'm really only bilingual. But no, yeah, I will trade alts on the weekend once in a while, but I stay away from Bitcoin on the weekends unless it's approaching a major level that I'm interested in for a swing trade. Right? Because I really don't day trade or scalp Bitcoin. There's other things I'd be more interested in. Okay, so there's that. Then over here, nothing. So these are just going to be highs, all right? This would be a fantastic place for a little swing failure pattern here. It would be a great place. Hit into that resistance zone, quick swing failure pattern, bring it back down into something that we're going to be creating all kinds of stuff on this move up, order blocks, fair value gaps, and that stuff. or maybe come all the way back down and retest this zone. Now, I don't like this zone because it's pretty much smack dab in the middle of our range, but you've got to start giving it some respect here, right? If it holds and it keeps going, right? That is a, oh yeah, look at that. Support, support. It's definitely a zone, right? I don't like this though, because it's right in the middle of our range. All right, it's not right in the middle, but it's very close. It's very close, but it might have to stay on. It really might. All right, here's another factor for this potentially being a good place to short at 100,820-ish. All right, the equilibrium here of our range. But again, I don't like taking trades in the middle. So that could be a potential swing failure pattern as well here. Coming up on this 0.5. Now, it's not the ideal swing failure pattern, right? Because you're inside of a range, you're in internal market structure right now. You've got a swing low and a swing high so far. Not confirmed, but looks that way. And this is an internal high as well. I realize that. But for the move that we're looking at right now, this is our swing low, swing high, right? All of this is internal. So this would be a swing failure pattern of an internal high. You're not going to be looking to trade this too far down. You know, you're not going to be thinking about it going all the way to the lows like you would if it was at the absolute high of the range. So yeah, that's what I'd be looking for. But again, this is a pretty sketchy move here. This, you know, it's that 3 days of coiling up. I mean, we almost made it 3 full inside bar days. And then late yesterday, we finally broke the previous day's low to sweep that liquidity and start to move up. So this could be, it could be the move that starts to get people going, right? Because everybody's getting pretty bearish down here, talking about losing momentum. You know, I've heard a few people say in the last couple of days that the top is in, and we're going to start looking at bear market, and that's usually when Bitcoin will start to put in a big move to the upside, right? So yeah, man, it's a tough one on the shorts. This was a great long here. Sweep that. And I talked about that in the Discord yesterday. I don't know how to say the gentleman's name because he's got Chinese characters as his handle, so I have no clue. I have no clue what it is, but he asked what the next levels were as we were coming down. And as we were coming down, I said the low of day, right? So it was the Thursday low of day at that time. All right, was right there. Okay, so as we were approaching it, I said it's the low of day, and then it's the previous day's lows, all right, which were pretty much equal. Sweep it and run it to the upside. So yeah, not sure I'd be too interested in looking for a short. We do have also some very significant close this out real quick. We do have some significant points of control here. All right, you've got this naked point of control at 104. And you've also got a very, very reasonable place to be looking for a front run when you hit into this ugly volume node here. All right, it is ugly, but it's quite substantial. You see it was just ranging in there. So you've got this real tight range in here. And what you could do on this is actually do this for Hold on, let me make sure I can see where that is. Just in that little daily range right there. All right, I'll pull you first and then I'll... Yeah, so I'm gonna pull it from there to here. I'm just gonna mark out these two zones and put this in a folder. And then when price visits this, we'll talk about it. That is also kind of scary. So this point of control volume node is a bit outrageous here. So I'm gonna pull it like so. And what is this? January 30th. Actually, I'll just put this in here as well. Why not? Let's do it like that. Simple. And then we'll revisit that in a later update and see what happens. But what I would say is, let's take a peek at this again real quick. Nope, not that. Wow, I am on the ball. On the ball. Okay, so we've got the high volume node there looking looks pretty much exactly the same. And that point of control is exactly the same. So you almost don't even need to draw this out. It would just be really honing in on this ugly and that ugly. But in this range here, yeah, I think either one of these are going to be pretty decent places to be looking for a potential day trade. So we'll revisit that when the time comes. I'm going to save this. I'm going to call it 104K stream update folder, something like that. Stream update, man. Yeah, so when it gets to 100K, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. More volume and volatility after 30 minutes of open. Interesting, says Marius. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. There it goes. There goes that Sosa order block kicking in. Shorting XCN now. Yeah. Looking at old stuff. I'll get rid of you two for now. Remember the fucking Stute loss now, then odd. Yeah, remember the stop losses, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, big volume coming in at 3 o'clock. Look at that. take a peek at this on the one. Yes, remember to like and share the stream, everyone. Sorry, I'm supposed to say that constantly. Well, not constantly, but every 20 minutes or so. Hit the likes. Subscribe if you like, and join our Discord. That's really the most important part. Am I in London? No, I'm not, but I'm in the same time zone as London. I'm in Portugal. Look at this. Oh my goodness, look at that. There's that previous day's open hit. So NASDAQ looks great for a long. That's quite amazing. Didn't think they'd do that so quick. That's 7 minutes in. Wow. Wow. Look at that. Big gap. That's kind of sketchy. That's fantastic. Let's see if Bitcoin's going to pull off the same magic. Well, no, I don't think it's going to pull off the same magic. That's $2,000 to the downside real quick. Nice scalp long signal here on your 1 minute chart. 3 minutes going to be hitting off the 50. Yep. Get the volume back up. Huh. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, pretty interesting. Now this is very sketchy, man. So see how long we can consolidate here and then break back up, but be very careful with this. This is the way New York loves to set up the what? My chat disconnected again. What's going on here? My chat disconnected for some reason. All right. But this is the very typical way that New York sets up their reversals and their M formations. All right. So it breaks below the 50 EMA, consolidates on that 1 minute chart, and then comes back up, puts in a double top or a short second leg of an M formation, and then breaks back below that 50. So they could be setting up for an M, but at the same time, big momentum day, we've taken everything out. So they're not going to go too far down, even if they pull off the M. Again, the lowest I would be looking for would be the daily open. But that's very far away, as the daily open is very close to the daily low. and the previous day's low, if I'm not mistaken here. You know, pretty well, it's far enough. It could come down and hit that. What? How's this possible? There's something happening with my internet here. It's the storm kicking in. See if it comes back quickly here. Come on. Okay. All right, storms a brewing. I'm just gonna check my internet connection here. Make sure I've got good speed happening here. There's major storms here in Portugal. So, and I've lost the chat a couple times here, but my speed looks great. Okay. Gotta hold this biddy. Gotta hold it. All right, so we're approaching that 0.5 of that. I believe that's a 30-minute fair value gap, right? Yeah. 30-minute fair value gap. That'll fully clean all of this stuff up. We just hit the golden pocket on that move. Not quite. BTC is following stocks at the moment. Keep disconnecting me. Oh, wow. Look at that. Took the previous day's low. That is a bad sign. That is a nasty move on the NASDAQ. Yes, it is. Jeez. Pretty much 300 points right now since 18 minutes. 300 points in 18 minutes. That makes me want to do a Michael Jackson scream, man. Holy. That is insane. Okay, so went from being up about 100 points to being down almost 200 points right now. That is intense. Well, Nvidia's not down that far. What are the big losers on this? See here. All right, Amazon's down big, man. 4%. Holy. Well, then look at this BSE. That's the Indian stock I spoke of, BSE, the Bombay Stock Exchange. Okay. Good. Google down quite a bit as well. Meta holding strong. Microsoft down. Super Semiconductor up. And Tesla's not that bad. That's a pretty aggressive move, man. Look at Baba. Up 5%. Yeah. Yeah. Good old Baba. This could be a very, very good NQ1 long here, but it could also be incredibly dangerous. Monix says it's over. What's over, the bull market? Go, this is the zone. See if we turn around off of that 30-minute fair value gap. Uh, RSI on this starting to say yes, but see how this goes now. Full recovery of the vector coming up. Will I long BTC here? I would definitely be thinking about it, man. I would definitely be thinking about it. VWAP hit also, so I guess a reaction there. Let's see the next move. Getting a pretty decent signal here off of the stock in the big three, but you're caught up in these curling to flat EMAs, so it's not a great look. But if I was going to trade this, like I don't have my trading station open, nor would I really trade this. But imagine daily turns red. Oh, it could. But the beauty of these sorts of trades here is your stop loss is so small that sometimes worth that would be super bearish if the daily turns red. It would be a pretty nasty wick, my friend. That's for sure. But if it turns red, it depends how it closes, right? Obviously. But I wouldn't be too afraid of it turning red, honestly, man. Trading station, you've got multiple setups. Yeah, like this computer I don't trade on. This computer I just use for so far streaming and doing other things. My trade station is it's a computer that I don't do anything else on except trade. So I don't have any social on it. Like I don't have anything. It's a pretty secure system. So I don't put anything on there. I don't download stuff onto it. All I have is IBKR, Bybit, Tradeovate, that stuff on it. That's it. And all I do on it is trade. In 15 minutes, is it? All right. That's what I thought. Thought it was pretty early. So let's see what happens here. We could be getting some hidden divs here. Oh, and we got them. Now you're getting hidden divs on. I know it's just a 1 minute chart, but you've got hidden divs. You've got super oversold stock. It starts to point back up and get into this neutral zone. That's where I'd be getting in. No, I cannot share my IP address, Mr. Unknown. Sorry, buddy. See if the D line rips. Sorry, the K line. That's a pretty good looking sign right there. Really don't like this low here. Yeah, I'd be in there. I'd be getting in for a scalp up to here, something of that nature, right? And potentially look for a reversal back up to the top now. Stop loss is tiny. You're going to put it pretty close to this low because this is not a, it's a pretty high risk trade. So you're getting really a bit of a hyper aggressive entry here. All right. So what I really want to see here is there's two ways that you can look at this now. You can look at it as a LOP here. So this is the candle top that you need to take out for it to really show you a change of character on a LOP here. But you could also be using this as a range candle, and now it's broken. So that's your entry right there. But I would have been getting in really aggressive off of that fair value gap hit to have a much smaller. Yeah, the inverted hammer is why I would actually trade it, Marius. This is a pattern that I'll explain it, but it is wrought with dangers. Okay, and this isn't a pattern that anybody's ever shown me. It's a pattern that I found. So we can call it the Unitrader 3-bar play. Okay, so in the bullish scenario, all right, you've got price comes down, puts in a low with a wick. It's got to be a wick. It can't be a shaved bottom. All right, and then the next candle is a hammer that doesn't break the low. And then the next candle takes the hammer candle. All right, so what's happening here is you're pushing down. You get a little bit of buyback at the bottom of the candle. Next candle opens strong, and then you get a lot of selling pressure down to form a inverse hammer, which is a horrible sign to see at a low. All right, you want to see that at a high. It's not a bearish signal at a low. It's a sign that there could be quite a bit of trap shorts here. All right, and the key is that it doesn't break this high. Okay, it can't break it, and then the next candle takes the high of the hammer. All right, so you've got your trap longs, trap shorts in this candle. You get trap shorts in this candle, and then you set the trap. You spring the trap, on the third candle, and that's it. All right. So yeah, this is not a pattern that I've ever seen. I showed this to Sos a long time ago, like a couple years ago. And every time we'd see it come up, we would, well, I would anyways. I'd be like, hey, Sos, look. And he spotted it a few times too, and he would always show it to me when it showed up. It's a pretty reliable pattern, but you really have to see it in context of understanding that you're at a low, right? So again, we've got hidden divs here. We're getting a pretty decent signal on the stock here. You're good for a scalp at least. All right, so that's what I would say. All right. Couple of years. Didn't he start 1 year ago? Sos? No. Sos is in. See? There you go. Sos is in. Sos longed it. No, Sos has been with me at least like 2 years, I'd say. Right, Sos? 2 years? Yeah, man. I would say that. It's been way longer than a year. I know that. It might even be longer than 2 years, but I'd say it's 2 years. 2 years, those were the good old days where it's just me and Sos having fun and giggling all day, hitting them trades. Good times. Yeah. So let's see how this carries on. All right, well, we're an hour and a half into this. So remember this, you know, look for it, don't trade it, look for it and see if you can spot it, see if it works for you, see if you can make it work for you. All right, so again, some good bearish movement. You get an inverse hammer that can't break that low. All right. Yes, think so. I remember you moved to new house. Yeah, I've been at my new house for 2 years. It's 2 years this month. So yeah, we're in bad times right now. Who's in bad times right now? I don't know what that means, Mr. Unknown. Who is we and what are bad times? But under 50 EMA, longs are forbidden, I thought. You know, there's like okay. So if I close these out, okay, and we're just looking at trading a range here, right? Like if you don't have your EMAs, right? So let's say you're trading the big three on EMAs, right? Then that's what you have to do. You can only trade, you know, if you're trading the 50, if you're above the 50, you're looking for longs. If you're below the 50, you're looking for shorts, right? But if you're trading, let's say, like this is probably an 886-ish hit of some sort. Pretty close, I would say. Pretty close. All right, once you get the signal off of this, you're back above that 786, right? So let's say you're trading fibs and you're looking for a hit off a golden pocket, but it's below the 50s or the EMAs, you know, you have to take that. So it depends what you're trading, right? Just remember that. If I'm talking about trading volume profiles, like I'll keep everything sort of separate and then you can figure out what you like and what you want to do, right? But if you're trading EMAs, then you're looking for the pullback into the EMAs and you're going to look to short it, which could be coming up like right now, right? For example, right, here's your signal right now coming in. It's not a great signal because you're just starting to sort of rotate over here, and this could easily get back above those EMAs and put in that M formation that I said, right? Like I said. But if it does that and comes up here, you can look for a short off a potential M formation, even though you're above the EMAs, all right? So it kind of, it depends on what you're trading. If you're just trading the big three system, then yeah, you want to, you know, in this case, you're only taking longs, all right? In this case, you're now looking for shorts. But if you're trading, let's say, a Fibonacci level with a support and resistance and a high volume node or something, then it doesn't matter where the 50s are or where the MAs are. It's all about your ideas, right? And then you can also incorporate that and maybe do a reversion to mean trade where you know you're counter trend trading, but you're looking to catch, you know, maybe the low or the high or whatever, right? So remember, when we're talking about a specific strategy, those are the rules of that specific strategy. But if you're talking about other things, the rules to the other strategy can't apply to every strategy you trade, right? Whatever strategy you have, it's got to be very simple. It can't be too complicated. It has to have hard and fast rules. And that's it. But now we longed wide because of this unipattern. Yeah, that's why I would have longed that. Yep. Because of that. And because we have a good oversold stock signal. And also because on the RSI, there was hidden divs. All right. So the hidden divs, yeah, I'm not talking about a golden pocket. All right. I was just using that as an example. But it's pretty close to the 886. You get back above that 786. All right, but that's not really why I traded. I would have traded. I wasn't even looking at that. It was, you've got hidden divs on the RSI from this low to this low. I know I don't have the RSI up, but I can show you. All right, so higher low and a lower low, hidden divs. You're way oversold on the stock. You've been kind of pinning it down. And then price starts to really curve back up. So that would be the reason I would take that trade. But it's not an easy trade to take, and it's not easy to trade price action like that, right? Price action's a very sketchy thing to trade, right? And then here it's got to be a take profit. So you'd also have to make sure that it's going to be worth your while to be trading this, all right? Which would be. Yeah. So I hope that makes sense. I was just saying the golden pocket crypto yark because it depends what you're trading, right? Like you can't just make up rules and just put rules on top of rules on top of rules on top of rules, because you'll never take a trade. You'll end up ruling yourself into non-existence, right? So if you're trading the big three, there's 3 very simple rules. That's it. If you're trading golden pockets, for example, you're looking for confluence. You watch for reaction. It looks good. You get in, trade it back to the 382. If it takes the 382, you can hold it, look for another pullback, and maybe add. And but you can't be thinking about the big 3 strategy, right? It doesn't work that way. If you're thinking about the big 3, you play the big 3. If you're thinking about the quads, you play the quads. You can't think about the big 3. Whatever strategy you're going to trade, that's what you're trading, right? What's going on, Majid? Good to see you, my Persian brother. Hope all is well. So yeah, I'm like 20 minutes late from my afternoon espresso. I've got to go prep up some meats for a big soccer night this evening. Good old Porto Sporting. One of the big classic games where me and my best friend are mortal enemies for the evening. I know I said I was going to do a Discord live stream this evening, but I might not be able to do it. So what I'll do it tomorrow, guaranteed. But I'll post the event in the Discord very, very shortly, and that's going to do it, guys. Let's hope that this can get back above this zone here now. So it's pretty wild. Pretty wild day. I thought combine strategies may help to run into setup. Go Porto. All right, Hervé. That's my best friend's team. I'm a Sporting guy, but I do love Porto. If I lived there for years, love the city. I like the club as well. Anything but Benfica, I'm all right with that. there they go. Everybody's gonna counter trend me now. You're very welcome, Hervé. Good to have you, buddy. Good to see you. And yeah, you guys be safe, man. Be well. Practice good risk management. Remember, protecting your capital is your number one goal when trading. It's not making money, it's making sure you don't lose money. All right. And yeah, we will see you in the Discord. I'll be there in a little bit. Just going to go enjoy a nice espresso. And that's it, man. I hope you guys are well and have a great weekend. All right. Sunday stream, we'll take a look at some of the bigger picture levels, support and resistance and stuff like that, and see these weekend warriors get onto. All right. Take care, guys. Have a great weekend.